Instagram and stuff of people showing their keyboard, and you have yerba mate leaves all throughout the keyboard.
Oh, that's awesome.
So you got your gourd.
Yep. We're plugged in.
Perfect. I would be the one that pours the hot water in, and then I would hand it to one person in the group. They would drink from it. I think it was the Syrian army and the Argentina army at one point did something together, and the Syrians picked up the routine of it, and now they've been drinking it for years.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Soccer Stories podcast. I'm your host, Brian McDonough, here on State of Soccer. And this is a first for me. This episode is going to be really exciting. Alongside me, I have Jason Triglia, the owner of Yerba Crew. And we're going to take you on a yerba mate journey today. Jason, how's it going?
Great. I'm excited to be here, and thank you for inviting me on.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. And, I've always been intrigued with yerba mate. I've always seen the gourd. This is called a gourd, correct?
Yep.
The gourd, I've seen, players like Messi drinking it, Neymar. We were talking a little bit that Antoine Griezmann's a big yerba mate drinker. Real quick, before we do a tutorial here, just tell me what yerba mate is, and then we'll get this tutorial kicked off.
Yep. So basically, yerba mate is a type of holly plant, and it mainly grows in like the northern part of Argentina, where it intersects with Paraguay and Brazil. And so it's a plant. And basically, what I love about it is that it's very simple too. Okay. It's literally you're taking a plant, you're cutting the leaves, the stems, drying them, and then cultivating them, and then aging them possibly, and you put it in a bag, and then you drink from it. So it's a very natural and straightforward herb and it's technically an infusion, and you just drink from it. There's many ways to drink from it. You can drink from it with a gourd or make it like a kind of a natural type of tea. You can use tea bags, things like that. So all sorts of ways to drink it. But it's mostly known in like the southern half of South America, and it started hundreds or thousands of years ago as a ritual, and then it still holds the tradition today.
Yeah, so when I read about it online, it's always described to me as a ritual, like the whole preparation process, how you drink it, how you prepare it. So I think today we're keeping it rather simple but traditional, right? With this preparation, what we're going to do today for this quick tutorial, and then we'll talk more about it, of course, after the fact. But if you want, let's get it started. Let's if you want to dive me through, and I can walk through step by step, and let the viewers know like about your product. Talk a little bit about that, because this is exciting.
Sure. So like you brought up, so I have a different gourd here, okay. Even though we call them all gourds, but they may be made of different materials, because actually the original kind of natural gourd, like this was my first mate. You can't see too much inside it, but it's actually like a calabash gourd, so like a pumpkin. And they'll take the small gourd, cut off the top, and usually it's pretty much hollowed out already. But they'll hollow it out, cure it, and then sometimes they'll like wrap it in like leather or some other ornate material. And so this was the kind of original way that they would drink from it. And people still drink from it today like this too. Okay. But it's a little bit more difficult to maintain. Sometimes you have to watch with it. So there's more modern options now too, where it's the wood, which is very traditional too. And then this one is more of a leather ornate exterior, but with a stainless steel on the inside. Okay. So it's a little bit easier to maintain. So you have your gourd, also known as a mate. So either one. And then your other supply will be your straw that has a strainer on the end of it. Okay. Yours is still in the bag there. You can take that out. So it's a straw with a strainer. It's also known as a bombilla or a bombilla. In Argentina, they'll say "sha," so bombilla there. Yep. Then you also have a little cleaning brush. You don't need that for today. Okay. The goal is basically the way that you drink it traditionally is almost the inverse of what you would do with traditional tea. So instead of steeping it beforehand and you're left with just the liquid that you're drinking, instead you're basically real time kind of steeping it and drinking it.
As you drink. Okay.
Yep.
So that's more of the ritual. It kind of keeps you, it keeps going. And Jason was so kind enough to send over a bunch of product. You guys can see some of it in the back. So actually, let's talk about that, because I see Salt to Sunrise. I see another one too. Misiones small batch. What else? Other products do you offer besides just the regular batch?
Yep. So we have the regular batch is Corrientes, because it's actually from the Corrientes region, and then we have Misiones, which is like the heartland region of yerba mate world, And so that one is an organic option for people also. And then what we just started launching were the blends. So like you said, salt to sunset, salt to sunrise. So these are really good for like cold brew and for just regular, like you could do like a French press taste to it, or just drink it like a tea. So like a mate cocido, it's called too. These are nice because for people that haven't quite acquired the taste yet for yerba mate. So yerba mate naturally has like a more earthy, kind of more bitter flavor to it. Okay. So for someone that's used to drinking something that maybe is more sweet, it'll be a bit of a transition to get used to the bitterness. So the blends are nice for people that want that middle ground where you're still drinking yerba mate, but it's blended with hibiscus, lemon. We have some other blends for like chamomile, things like that. So kind of different options for the different styles that you want and kind of where you're at in the yerba mate journey there.
Okay, well, I'm at ground zero, so let's get started.
So that's why the Corrientes is really good. That's a traditional style. It has the leaves and the stems in it. So you want to take your gourd, right? And we'll end up taking the yerba mate and we'll fill the gourd up a little bit more than half. So like you kind of aim for like a 2/3.
2/3?
Yep.
Okay.
The main thing you want to do is make sure you get it over half there. And you don't want it to be filled up to the very, very top. If you do half, 3/4, it's all fine. Also, what'll be great is no matter what your style is or who you learned it from, you'll have 10 other people telling you that it's wrong and that their style, their preparation method is the right way. So everyone has their own style and preferences. So
and you were telling me before it gets a little messy, so I'm hoping I don't get it all over my laptop today.
Yeah, there's some really good photos like on Instagram and stuff of people showing their keyboard, and you have yerba mate leaves all throughout the keyboard.
Oh, that's awesome.
So you got your gourd.
Yep. We're plugged in.
Perfect. So what you're gonna do now is put your palm over top of like the top opening of it.
Okay.
And turn it to the side a little bit.
So this is the messy part. This is where I could really
this is where you could really mess it up. And then you shake it a bit. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And then flip it back over.
There we go.
And put your palm up to the camera.
Yes.
Yep. You got a circle there. So now you're the yerba mate crew. Now you can
not quite the circle you have though, because I know you're should I do it again? Do we need the circle, or is this okay?
No. So what it's basically doing is some of these things are just like maybe small extra little benefits. So maybe that helps 5% towards our goal of having it properly set up. So what we just did was all like the smaller particles of yerba mate, like little like dusty part of them, pulverized. We just brought those up towards the top so that when we put the bombilla in, we're less likely to push them through the filter when we're initially setting it up. So we're basically just positioning those towards the top there. So the next thing that I'm doing is I am taking the yerba and I'm shaking it to the side a little bit so that inside the cup, it's a bit of an angle of the yerba mate. So people will call that like a mountain there.
Okay, I see it now. It's like, yep, cool.
Yep, good. So we have that now. And then this may get a little messy for you too. This is another little benefit. So take like either room temperature water, or I just do cold water right out of the fridge. Okay. You're just gonna pour like 1 ounce, 2 ounce, like almost like a shot's worth of water on that bottom side of that mountain in there.
Ooh, a little mess there, but that's all right.
Nothing good. Nice.
We're good. We're surviving.
And what you should see, kind of, you can let it sit. I can't quite show you on my thing, but sometimes people have their bombilla on the table and they'll sit the gourd on it at an angle. And what that's doing is it's kind of setting that water against that mountain of yerba, and it's setting it a bit more. So
I got it right here. So we got this angle. Is that good? Yeah, right there?
You can turn the bombilla like the other way. So it's sitting on it more like.
So it's like more of this way. Okay.
Like this way. Like turn the bombilla 90 degrees. Like completely over. Like it'll be like this.
Oh, like.
Yeah.
Okay. Like this.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. It might not be 100%, but we're.
Yep. Sometimes if it's too high, you'll knock it over and the whole thing will spill. But it's
this is right the riskiest part for me right now. Yeah.
So this whole process normally takes like 4 minutes in the morning
Okay.
if you're used to it. So, because what you would be doing is, if you have a kettle, right, you're going to heat up water first, and
Sure.
you heat it up between like 160 and 180 degrees Fahrenheit. You don't want it boiling, because if it's boiling, when you pour it in, it can scorch the leaves, so you'll get like a really like a burnt kind of taste to it. And then also, if it's boiling, when you sip it, it's gonna like scorch your mouth. It'll be hot. So that's why you want to keep it at like 160 to 180 degrees. Within there, that range, it's up to preference. Like I usually go on the lower end towards 160. Other people like it up to 175 or so.
So, okay. I mean, I could take the temperature of the water, but like I boiled water, let's say 20 minutes before the podcast, pour it in there. Now it's tight. Water's not technically boiling anymore, but it's really hot. So that's probably about what you're saying, right?
Yeah, you'll find out.
Yeah. I'll find out. Okay.
Yeah. And it like there'll be some people that say, don't let it boil first necessarily, because it can extract some of the minerals and things like that.
Got it.
I don't know. I did it like that for years until I got an electric kettle, and I could just set a temperature, and I was good to go with it. So
is this a steeping? Is that what we call it right now? Like, what's it doing right now as we wait for about 4.5 minutes?
So this you only really need like this part of it, of what we just did to let it set, it's like a minute.
Oh, okay, cool.
The whole preparation process is like 4.5 minutes.
4 minutes. Okay.
We're good now. What it did was it basically kind of congealed some of the loose yerba mate at the bottom, because what we're going to do next is take the bombilla.
Okay.
Right? This might be difficult for you to follow along. You want to have it this position, and you want to slide that bombilla down that same lower side of that mountain, and you just slide it along the
ridge
here of the cup there.
Okay.
Push it down until you hit the bottom of the cup. And you should kind of feel the bottom, right?
I'm at the bottom there.
Yep. And then you want to shift it so that the filter ends up kind of in the bottom center, and you end up with like a 45-degree angle with the straw. So I kind of shift it like that.
Yep.
And you end up with this angle.
I'm a little bit on the side here, maybe a little bit more.
You're good. Yeah,
that's good. Yeah, that looks okay.
Yep. So it fits the logo there. Good.
Yeah.
So now what we did was all this little preparation pieces of shaking it first upside down and putting the room temp water in there, is because sometimes when people put the bombilla in initially, it could like shove some of the yerba mate through those tiny little pores of the filter. And then when you drink it for the first time, you'll get leaves in it. But if you do that prep right, you shouldn't have any leaves coming through the bombilla.
Great.
All right. So now you're ready to drink.
I've been way too excited for this. Yeah.
We want to just pop that side. Yep.
Popped it open. Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
And then the goal will be, there's a bit of a strategy, but you just want to pour the hotter water on the kind of the bombilla side of the mate gourd. And you're going to pour like around 2 ounces of water in again. So like a shot's worth in there.
Shot's worth. Okay.
The goal is you don't want that water to cover all of the yerba mate at once. Because if it covers all your yerba mate and you see it all float, it's going to like extract all the flavor kind of at once. Versus the way that it's set up now is this can last like 2 hours of sipping. Pouring 2 ounces of hot water at a time, sip it, do what you're doing for a couple minutes, pour another 2 ounces at a time, sip it, and you can do that for 2 hours, because you're going to start on this side, and then once you lose the flavor of the yerba mate on this side, you'll start pouring onto the fresher yerba mate. So you're kind of conserving in stages so that it can last.
Fascinating.
Yeah, yep. So let's pour it in, let's taste it, give it a little shot. So you're just going to pour it on that bombilla side.
That might have been a little too much water. I hope it's okay.
And there you go. That's a great thing you just did, because that's a good tip. So you leave the bombilla exactly where it is. So the goal is
don't touch it.
To not move the bombilla.
Okay.
What is great is like, if you want to see like every Argentinian's head turn, it'll be if you're moving that bombilla.
If you're moving the bombilla. Yeah. So I've been to Argentina, I've been to Uruguay. I've never tried this. So this is
yeah. No, that was perfect. So take a sip.
Okay. Let's do this.
Now for that first sip, you're probably not going to get a whole lot of water yet, because that initially is a lot of it's being absorbed straight in the yerba mate.
Yeah.
On the second and third pour, you'll get more water actually passing through, infusing. It's basically in real time infusing through the tea leaves and then coming up the straw.
That's really nice. Like I have to say, and I'm not just saying it because it's
Yeah.
really. I also. Is it okay to say like I'm a tea drinker? Would you say people who enjoy tea are more prone to enjoying yerba mate? Would you say that's probably the case?
Absolutely, yeah, because
Yeah.
they're a little more acclimated to a non-sweet flavor. So
Got
like you can say bitter, but like it's like earthy. Just if people are really used to sweet flavors, it's a pretty big jump to kind of the opposite end there.
And what's the you look up yerba mate all over, and there's like health benefits, dangers. What are the health benefits of yerba mate? Because I see some of the top athletes. We talked about them at the start of the episode drinking it, and what are their famous? I guess if you know like any famous Hollywood actors or actresses who drink it, or any other people in the limelight that.
Yeah, yep. So yeah, health benefits wise, it's similar to like green tea as far as high in amino acid, antioxidants.
Okay.
It also has theobromine in it, which is one of the ingredients that are in dark chocolate that's known for like giving that like slightly euphoric feeling to it.
Yeah.
So it also has it in here. And then there's kind of like a magical word that is used to describe like the benefit of it. And it's matein. So it's basically a word that combines mate and caffeine because it also has caffeine in it. Caffeine level is like, kind of depends on how you're consuming it, but it's right around the same amount of coffee as coffee, a little bit less usually. So it's the mate, different ingredients plus the caffeine create this feeling of like this kind of that a little bit that euphoric feeling where you're like feel nice and then you feel focused and energized, but not crazy levels of like chugging a coffee. It's just like this subtle, nice feeling, and then you're just feeling good and like you're getting into it and like if you're in a social situation, things are easing, or if you're in work, you kind of are getting into the zone. So that's what people really enjoy about it too, for the flavor.
I was going to say that because sometimes, like for me, I experience like coffee-induced anxiety in the morning. You chug your coffee, maybe even before you eat. Like that's the worst thing you can do to yourself, right? But this seems more like if it's can last for 2 hours, that could be if you work from home or wherever you are, your morning routine. That's why it's kind of a ritual, I guess, right? And so it's more of that. It keeps you concentrated, which I guess is why you see footballers walking out to the pitch, maybe pre-match drinking it. Is that why, to get a little bit of a nice energy boost going?
Yeah, I would say I don't know exactly, like, I haven't heard them say exactly what it is, but I would say 50-50, because I know there's also just that comforting feeling of a daily habit and a routine. So like everyone has their pregame routine and things like that. A lot of the footballers, part of that pregame routine is you're prepping your mate. It's like you're getting into the right proper mental mode, and then you're timing it, and then you're getting that bit of a pre-workout feeling and caffeine boost, and then you're going out. But a lot of it is that routine. And then also what I kind of skipped over for the tradition side of it and ritual side is traditionally, and still in like Argentina, what you would normally have is like a group of people, and you would have one person that, say me, it's the sabador or sabadora, and they're like the leader of the circle of the group for this particular session. So I would be in charge of setting up the mate and putting all the yerba in, preparing it. And then I would be the one that pours the hot water in, and then I would hand it to one person in the group. They would drink from it. And then once they're out of hot water, they hand it back to me. I pour it again. So I'm like the host, and we're sharing with each other. So you'll see these footballers like Messi and Suárez, right? They're basically sharing the mate across each other. So it's very much a community style too.
I'm assuming that's why you have drink to connect potentially on the bag as well.
Yes, absolutely. That's what, when I was thinking of a motto, I'm like, why do I love yerba mate so much? And like, why do I think it's so powerful? And I'm like, it's that connection. Because it's like, if you're by yourself, you're connecting with yourself. You feel that focus. If you're with other people, you're sharing this thing. Like egos kind of drop a bit, because it's kind of like grabbing a beer with someone. Like if you're grabbing a beer with someone, it's the egos drop a little bit. You're just humans with each other, right? Sharing something you both love. And then, the connection with tradition is exactly that. So like the ritual side of it, connecting with something that, like, I see a lot of cool photos of like a lot of people in Argentina where they're like 5 years old drinking with their grandparents, and the grandparent is setting up the mate for them. So it's like that cool connection across the different generations. I thought that was like awesome to see there.
Okay, so for anyone who's listening,
pour another one too while you're at
pour
it.
another one. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
While I'm pouring this, let's see if I can talk and pour at the same time here. So, yeah, while I'm pouring this, if I'm watching this and I don't know you, Jason, I'm probably thinking, how the heck did this guy from the Philly area get into yerba mate? So, and I want to put some of the pictures you shared. You know, you've played soccer your entire life or football your entire life. You still do play. You're involved with Casa. You're involved in the Philly community. In fact, on the package, you see looks like the Argentinian sun, which is Corrientes. That's the city, right? It's from. And then you have your Liberty Bell here. So, yeah, how did you get into this?
Yeah, so I was introduced to it in 2008. Okay. I was working a corporate job, and we were working on a project, and we were working with consultants that were from Argentina. And so they had, it was like the kickoff of the project. They walked in, and all of a sudden they're pulling out this gourd, this funky stuff, tea stuff. I didn't know what it was. And like, I just see them setting it up. I was like, what is that? And then they explained it. And then it took me a while to actually pick up on it. I was drinking every morning, drinking a Red Bull and eating a Wawa soft pretzel for breakfast. Like, terrible. Yeah, terrible. And then eventually, like, I ended up working with them for years, and then started traveling to Argentina and traveling with these people, and we work together. And it's like that piece that I was explaining earlier, you're sitting together wherever you're at, you're sharing this mate, working on, say for work, it was a common goal kind of thing, or in Argentina in a park, or at a football match, anything like that. Like, and you just see it. Like, as soon as I started traveling to Argentina, I saw how embedded it was in the culture. Like, that reinforced the habit that I built and the things I learned about it while I was in the US. And I was like, when I was down there, when I came back up, I was like, oh, this is such a great drink / ritual / habit. And I feel like there would be so many people that would drink it if they only knew that it existed or tried it at least. Right. Yeah. So you can try it and try anything. Right. And, you don't like it, but like certain people will love it. And it's like, at least give those people a chance to try it out. So that's kind of what I loved about it. And it was like, yeah, let people learn about it and try it out.
Yeah, because you know what's interesting about American culture? It's like we kind of lack. I've seen posts about it on social media before. A lot of countries in Europe or South America, around the world, have like second places, they call it. I think that's the phrase, where like they go to hang out, whether it's a barber shop, it's a cafe, and then a lot of Americans, not everyone, but especially if you don't live in a city, it's hard to kind of find that community. And typically it's centered around more alcohol and going to a bar, and but to be able to bring something like this to a park and just kind of relax and have a commonality, I think that'd be really nice. And I've seen you do that. I see that you guys get together, and I would love to come to the next gathering in Philly. Can you describe what that is too? There's a phrase that you used for it as well.
Yeah. So the mateada.
Mateada.
Yeah. And that's exactly it. It's I started the actual Yerba Crew business in 2020, like the first day of the lockdown during pandemic. Like, it was like, what am I going to do? Whatever. Like, I was like, let me just, I was in kind of tech world. I like websites. So I was like, let me start like a fan website about yerba mate. And within like 2 months, I got a couple messages from people where they're like, oh, do you have like a retail store? Can we meet up? Like, anything like that? And I was like, why don't we have like a mateada? And so basically the concept of the mateada is that you're just like you see in Argentina, let's go to a park, put a picnic blanket down, and drink mate together and bring snacks and like that. No like huge agenda behind it. You can just come, hang out, no pressure, come for 5 minutes, 2 hours. And so we had that initial one a couple months after started the website. And then I started to put it on the calendar more often during the warmer months. And it's like, you see people that are either moved here from Argentina, Brazil, Uruguay, anywhere else, or people that, were born here and learned about it from someone that they went to school with, or learned from it online or something, social media, or, through me or something. And it's these people come together, and it's strangers, right? Like strangers that are just meeting to drink yerba mate together. And so it's a very cool social aspect of it. And it's like, yeah, no pressure. Just come in and join and meet people. And it's like you see people becoming friends, and then, you know, more and more events come through. And we just had one 2 weekends ago indoor at a Kava cafe, actually. And it was really cool then because I saw people from like Mateadas from a couple of years ago coming and meeting people from Mateadas this year or last year.
This is your design. Like it's all
really cool to see. And it's nice. It's like this easy thing, and exactly what you said. It's like, instead of just grabbing a beer, the mate is an excuse to meet up with each other.
Yeah, that's great. I think the American culture needs a little bit more of that. Opportunities to just kind of like community, right? Like get out of your house. Like you work, a lot of people work remote these days. So these local hangouts would be really cool. And I wonder, have you seen any mateadas just kind of spontaneously popping up with people just kind of not even related to Yerba Crew, just kind of taking it on their own and doing stuff in local parks? Do you occasionally see that, or is
my dream is to walk through Washington Square Park in Philadelphia one day and see people with a little mateada. That's like my one thing that I can put up, you know? And so you see it though, like randomly at like some like the farmers markets, things like that. You'll see people kind of sharing mate, walking around. What's been cool is some other people that are starting up like yerba mate, like social media accounts, or they want to have their own yerba mate cafe, or things like that geared towards that, or like healthy drinks. Like in New York City, they're kind of popping up. So I'll send some of the supplies that you need to have a mateada to them, and then they host it themselves. And it's like, I'm hoping to like enable them to, you know, they have what they need, and they just need to bring the people and the passion. So it's those kind of things are popping up, and that's really cool to see for me.
What's really refreshing too about like just you as a business owner, I think sometimes when you get in the thick of it, you could get competitive about your space, but it seems like for you, you're just open about anyone, anywhere to enjoy yerba mate. And if it means there's someone out there doing something similar in another state, like it seems like you embrace that. And I think that's what you need. It's kind of almost like the growth of soccer in the United States. Like the more people talking about it, the more people playing it. And the reason you're on the Soccer Stories podcast is kind of how we got in touch through the Icarus couple years back. So I see that you're out there, you know, promoting the product, promoting the yerba lifestyle, which I think is so cool. And to draw it back into soccer, because at some point people are probably like, okay, why are we on a soccer podcast? You know, like I just think it's so rooted in community, as is the global game, football, soccer, and the World Cup is coming up. So Yerba Crew is partnering with State of Soccer for our tournament hub that we've built, which is really exciting. And I think its best way to describe it is that people sitting around watching the World Cup, having some yerba mate, relaxing, and building a sense of community. And I hope this summer we see some of that, even if it's just Argentinians, Brazilians, Uruguayans, Paraguayans in Philly on their own volition, just drinking. That'd be pretty cool too. Yeah,
that'd be excellent. And it's a great way to enjoy the game. And then you asked me earlier about like celebrities and stuff that drink mate. You have the kind of Messi is the most famous sport, but there's also like Giselle Bundchen, like so people from Brazil too. Also, was it Viggo Mortensen, one of the famous actors.
If Giselle drank it, does that mean Tom Brady's drank yerba mate in the past?
Probably, I'm sure. Yeah. And then like I forget the name. What's his name? The lead singer of Metallica too.
Okay.
And it's really cool to see like how they found out about it. They dated someone or was friends with someone, and then they got hooked on it. So you see the Metallica guy drinking it between sets. It's really cool.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah.
But in the soccer world, it's like just part of it, right? Part of that routine. You're going to the game and you have your drink that you're, drinking while you're watching it. And it's, you don't need to grab the beer during it. And you're doing something, you're sharing the same kind of ritual as the players that are drinking it also.
Well, I'm asking something. Now that we've had a couple sips of it, should I rotate? Is the bombilla? Is that what you called it?
Nope, leave it. Yep.
Leave it where it is. Okay, leave it where it is.
Yep. So the only thing. Yep, got it. Got it.
How many So I've poured about 3 times now into it, like shots worth of water. I've probably taken like 10, 5 to 10 sips, just leave it as it is, or should I rotate around the gourd?
So what you'll notice, you can start, you can start pouring on the fresher yerba.
Fresher, okay.
Now, what you'll notice is like basically the trigger for that would be once you start drinking it a decent amount, you'll get a feel for it. But you'll notice that like you poured it over the yerba, you tasted it, and it kind of lost the strength of the yerba flavor and tastes more like, I always think of like spaghetti water, like where it's just it tastes a little bit of subtle flavor, but it's mostly hot water. Like you know that you ran through that part of the yerba mate, so it's considered like washed. So you just pour it over the fresher yerba, you'll get that more crisp flavor to it.
Okay.
And you just kind of do that gradually. So over time, like basically probably by the time you get through like a 32-ounce thermos, you're most likely through all the yerba, like you've had enough of it. So it's like it's what I notice is when I drink it, I'll take more frequent sips and more frequent pours in the first like 15 minutes. And then that's when like the energy kind of kicks in and you just get in the mode of whatever else you're doing. And then you're pouring it less often, every 10 minutes or so, 15 minutes. So it kind of slows down throughout like that 2-hour period there.
And here I'm going to bring, and this isn't to shamelessly plug you because I'm actually genuinely interested in this. This tastes fantastic. And I see here in the beginning you said, so on here I see with the Salt of Sunrise, cold brew, single serve tea, French press, and traditional gourd, which is what we're drinking now. So I guess that would almost be, do you recommend people to start with this just to give it a go to see if they like it? Or do you say like, hey, let's do a cold brew to start or a single serve tea just to kind of get the taste? What do you really recommend?
Usually I recommend drinking it the traditional way first because a lot of like definitely like these blends that we're talking about have like hibiscus in it, lemon in it. So it's like, I'd rather even when you just do regular yerba mate as a tea, it tastes different than this in a gourd. So it's like, if I want you to establish like that traditional base and then go from there, that way you understand the traditional, but then if you want to try something else, you can try something else. But I think the traditional way is great because it's the routine and the effect versus like French press and things like that. You get less of the routine from it and it's more focused on like the effect of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, this is great.
Yeah.
This is a high quality gourd too. It's pretty cool. It's really nice.
Yeah. Thank you. That's made in Argentina. And I import it to the US and then ship it every state in the US and then internationally too. So people will really love the wooden gourds. So it's excellent traditional kind of method there.
Yeah. And let's talk about the international aspect of it because one thing with, us partnering around the World Cup is I mentioned a cluster of countries, Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, like southern Brazil. It's more regional, I guess. But you said there's some European or Middle Eastern countries that drink it with the World Cup coming. Yep. We're partnering on specific pieces of content. So you're going to see that in the State of Soccer community with the main yerba mate drinkers. But you've also seen some other consumers globally too, right? Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So like Syria is I think the top or second top importer of yerba mate in the world. Like, so outside of consumption in South America. And I forget the complete background story of it, but it was like, I think it was the Syrian army and the Argentine army at one point did something together and the Syrians picked up the routine of it. And now they've been drinking it for years.
Fascinating.
And it's cool. Like a lot of these countries that have some other type of traditional tea culture embrace yerba mate too. So it's like, and they have different styles. Like in Syria and some other countries, they will drink it out of like a glass, almost like a glass gourd. So you'll see it clear through that. So that'll be their method for it. So slightly different depending on where you're at. In Paraguay also, they drink it out of like almost like a horn, like a hollowed out horn.
Really? Okay.
Really cool. So it's all these different styles. And Brazil has like a larger kind of pumpkin gourd called like a cuia. So it's so all sorts of ways. They also drink it in a couple of like European countries. So I'll get some orders from Germany, also some orders from like UK area also. So kind of scattered around that area. So it's kind of cool. I got a couple from Dubai also. So
interesting.
kind of, yeah, people find out about it through different ways and then they want to try it out. So, and they usually order like a decent selection of items and try the different gourds out. So it's really cool to see it that way.
Yeah, I think, what's going to be really cool too, and Jason, we talked a little about this, like this summer, there's going to be so many activations and events going on around the World Cup. So I think for anyone listening who's traveling to Philly, the Philly area, or just East Coast, where can they find you? How can they, like, let's say, show up for a mateada, right? Mateada.
Yep.
Yeah. How can they do that? Like, where can everyone find you at a website or social media or?
Yep. So I would definitely say if you're on Instagram, you can follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is just at Yerba Crew. So that's like kind of our main hub for posting the latest events and also like sharing a lot of community photos and videos too. So you get a good feel of the community through Instagram, but also definitely on our website. That's where you can order any of the products. So we sell the mate gourds, the bombijas, our yerba mate, but we also sell other popular yerba mate. So there's like Uruguayan style yerba mate, other Argentinian brands. And then we sell a whole bunch of accessories. So things that you can use to like drink it on the go, to hold it differently, carrier cases, things like that. And we have like an events page on our website also that has a list of all the upcoming events. And if you're in Philadelphia, just let us know and we'll meet up with you. It's like very casual that way. And it's because I like drinking yerba mate so much, I'm happy to talk to people that want to learn about it or are excited to, try it out.
And yeah, and guys, we also have so Jason, I'll share, we have a landing page. So there's a State of Soccer Yerba Crew landing page. And honestly, I'm going to say it. If you have any interest in yerba mate, go to the landing page, you 20% off your first order, which is a substantial amount off. And it's totally worth it, right? I think just, I know I'm hooked and I have so many bags now. So this will last me for a little while. I'll get through this. Yeah. And then, we'll see each other, of course, hopefully before the World Cup and during the World Cup. So some events there. But guys, go over to the landing page and check it out. The State of Soccer Yerba Crew. I'll put a link in the description below as well as Jason's website. And it's 20% off with the code SOSTV20. That's SOSTV20 for 20% off your first order, which is really generous.
Yep. So. Yeah, and any questions that you have, just shoot us a DM on Instagram or email, and we're happy to help people pick what they want or answer questions that way too.
Yeah, and you're very quick to respond on Instagram, so I appreciate that too.
Yeah, no problem.
Well, Jason, this is awesome. If this is gonna last me 2 hours, that's great. So I think after we're done the podcast here, I'm gonna keep sipping on this, enjoy this, and this has been awesome just to hear and learn a little bit more about Yerba Mate and also the company that you've taken to the next level, and you're doing so much cool stuff in the community.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm looking forward to everything that we're doing leading up to the World Cup and everything. I think it's great what you're doing too, of spreading the word and keeping people up to date on everything. It's excellent. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks so much for your time. And yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this episode of the Soccer Stories podcast, you can find us on Apple. You can find us on Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Of course, this will be all over YouTube as well. Links are all in the description. So hit up Jason at Yerba Crew, SOSTV20 for 20% off. And stay tuned, stay posted, because there'll be a lot of Yerba Crew in State of Soccer content leading up and through the World Cup, which is really exciting time. So if you guys enjoyed this one, hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Take care, everyone.